So. Guys, today I want to talk about 5 players that you got to watch for in this upcoming preseason game versus the Buccaneers. So, we released our depth chart, they released their depth chart, and it's going to be an interesting game, especially with all the recent injuries. I'm not sure how much certain players are going to play, but let's go ahead and get right into it. So, the first player, the player I honestly care about probably the most, which, to be honest, you know, is just a personal thing here, is Matt Lee. I am so excited to see him play in preseason. Now, he's probably not going to play as much in the first half as some of these other guys because, you know, we're going to start a whole drive, at least one drive, maybe 2 drives with the starters. We're going to see Teddy K out there. Trey Hill is going to get his time in the shine, you know, in some snaps. It's very possible that Matt Lee even doesn't start here or doesn't get play time as a center. It's very possible that maybe we put Matt Lee at left guard or right guard, right, and kind of utilize him in that categories, and then maybe next preseason we utilize him more at center. I just love to see how well Matt Lee does. He's, in all intents and purposes here, it's a Swiss Army knife. If he can hit, if he can work, if he can blossom for this team, this is exactly what we needed. A depth piece that could do pretty much everything on the offensive line outside of tackles. So, that's number 1. I am very excited to see how Matt Lee plays. Again, he'll probably play a little bit more in the second half than the first half, but he's still going to get a lot of play time. He was a 7th round draft pick, and he has a lot of potential to be absolutely amazing in this upcoming game. Number 2, okay? Number 2, I'm going to go for the defensive side of the ball. Dax Hill. Now, Dax should get more play time than any other starter on this list. Mainly because he is now going from safety to cornerback. So, I'm going to guess that he's going to play at least a half. I would assume he plays at least a half. If he does play, you know, 1 and 2 series, I think it's a letdown because of the fact that, you know, he needs as much play time as possible before the season kicks off. He's looking good in training camp, he is. But this is the first real time of actual NFL game action. So, the more time he can play in NFL game action, the better. So, that's number 2, Dax Hill. I want to kind of, you know, see how well he's developing when it comes to preseason. Number 3, Josh Newton. And I know, yes, I'm putting 2 cornerbacks on this list, and there's a reason why. Josh Newton is a very good physical corner. I want to see how disciplined he is in this game. Sometimes physical corners, the problem with them is they're too physical, and they get penalized, and they're usually undisciplined to a certain degree. I want to see how he plays in this game. Number 3 is going to be Anthony. Because so far, Anthony has been lighting it up in preseason, getting snaps with the ones. He's pretty much the Jordan Battle from last season in preseason so far. Sorry, not preseason, training camp so far. He's literally Jordan Battle from last year. He has been making waves. He has 3 interceptions. He's been looking good. He's really good in coverage. He's really good at making his, you know, correct reads. He's doing everything you want someone to do in his position. So, I want to see if that all, you know, translates to the NFL field. Is he going to be able to do that once you get into the actual game? He was a 7th round draft pick, but what we have learned from history of football is just because you're a 7th round draft pick doesn't mean you're not the good, or you're not going to blossom, or you're not going to develop very well. You have Lou's defense, who is already an amazing defense, like scheme-wise. If he can blossom, this could be a very dangerous defense. So, that's the next guy. That's number 4. Number 5, and I'm actually going to go as far as say is to number 6. I'm going to do 2 more players. I know this video is 5 players, but listen, there's a lot of players I'm excited about. Number 5 is Myles Murphy. Cam Sample's out for the season. That's just a fact, okay? Buddy, we need you to look good in preseason. Now, I'm not saying if he doesn't look good in preseason, he's not going to play good in regular season. No. There's a chance he could not look good in preseason and look good in regular season. But I need to start seeing this development. Now, as of recently, he's been looking pretty good in preseason. I mean, I keep saying preseason. In training camp, he's been looking pretty good. We've seen some flashes. He got in the backfield, tackled Zach Moss. You know, he's been looking good. I need to see a sophomore takeoff, okay? With how this team is right now, Super Bowl window, Super Bowl team. Super Bowl window, by the way, is as long as Joe Burrow is our quarterback, his Super Bowl window's open. But with this team right now, Miles, you are the X factor. Last year was Jonah Williams. And guess what? Jonah Williams crapped the bed. We need you not to crap the bed, okay? So put on your Depends, I think it's called. Depends, I don't wear adult diapers. Put on your Depends. Get out there, buddy. Number 6. Joseph Asai. Buddy. The problem with Joseph Asai, okay, is it's not even his fault. And I don't like to usually make too many excuses for a player, but it really isn't. He's just injury prone. He is like, people make Joe Burrow and say, oh, Joe Burrow's injury prone. Joe Burrow's not injury prone. Joseph Asai is injury prone. Okay? And right now, if you guys do not know, on my wall out here, I posted a picture. I got Myles Murphy, Cam Sample, and Joseph Asai. Obviously, Cam Sample's out for the season. It sucks. It is what it is. Those outside 2 guys on my wall needs to hit this year. And Joseph Asai, his biggest problem is injury. He just can't stay healthy. And it sucks so bad because it kind of reminds me of Tyler Eifert in a way. Is that if he can stay healthy, and this is going to be a very broad statement to say this, or not broad statement. It's going to be a really crazy statement to say. I think Joseph Asai, if he could stay healthy, he could be top 20 linebacker or pass rusher in the NFL. I think he could. I think he has all the intangibles. I think he has all the potential to be a top 20 player. The problem is he can't stay healthy. He can. And every time I feel like he's getting somewhere, he's hurt. So we need Joseph Asai to not only not get hurt, but we need him to show us something in this preseason game. Now, as Zach says, it's not all about one preseason game. It's not. It's about a collective grouping of preseason. You got 3 games. 3 games to look good, but also 3 games to show consistency. Consistency is the #1 word that should, honestly, they should put this in Paycor Stadium and they should put it all over the walls. Like every certain areas in the locker rooms, consistency. Because that's what this is. That's what this team is made of. That's what this team preaches. Consistency, consistency. I hate the Queefs. Like, that's it. And the Squealers and the Ratbirds. Like, that's it, though, right? It's death, taxes, and consistency. That's what we need. Oh, okay. First 2. I mean, those are the 3 things in life, okay? Consistency. So, well, yes, this first preseason game is a catalyst to that 1 of 3 consistency. So let's just go out there. No one get hurt. Knock on wood. Let's just play smart, play a good game, and look good. And after it's all said and done, we can all be happy to know that we're going into a joint process, that we're also then going to preseason week 2. And we are so close to actual football being back, baby! We are so close. Football! Oh, this is I'm gonna lose my voice Saturday. Because, listen, even if you've been in any of my live streams, you know, even in the preseason, it gets heated. It gets heated, man, in the preseason. At the end of the day, I mean, the guys that were watching, you might say, oh, it's preseason football, it doesn't count. Oh, no. The guys were watching could eventually become starters, could eventually become rotation guys. Those are the guys, especially with our rosters. There are some rosters out there where players make the roster and it's like, alright, this guy's never going to see the field. Not our roster. 53-man roster for us is like every play on that 53-man roster, it has a chance to start, play, and get reps. So, who dey, boys? Who dey?